And Buck, I think that's over. I think that's done. But
What do you mean?
I think his career is finished.
Yo, listen, there's this line 50 dropped about young Buck that'll make your spine tingle. Not because it's harsh, nah, fam, because it's real. See, when you watch a man go from platinum plaques to bankruptcy courts, from sold-out shows to selling off everything he owns just to keep the lights on, that ain't just a cautionary tale. That's a tragedy written in real time. Young Buck's story? Man. It's the blueprint for how the industry can chew you up and spit you out. How loyalty becomes your curse. How the same streets that raised you can pull you back down every time you try to climb out. This ain't just about bad decisions, my boy. This is about a kid from Nashville who had lightning in a bottle, who actually made it, and then watched it all crumble piece by piece. Bankruptcy, IRS raids, prison cells, public humiliation. But here's what makes Buck's story different. He's still standing, battered, bruised, but breathing. So buckle up, because I'm about to take you through one of the most heartbreaking rises and devastating falls hip-hop has ever witnessed. Let's rewind. While the rest of the country's watching New York and LA battle for rap supremacy, there's this skinny kid bouncing from neighborhood to neighborhood, trying to figure out where he fits in his name, David Darnell Brown. The world would come to know him as Young Buck. Now, let me paint you a picture of Buck's come-up, because this ain't no rags to riches fairy tale where a label discovers him freestyling in a parking lot. Nah, Buck grinded, pumping gas, washing cars, whatever it took to help his family eat. But every free moment, he's in somebody's basement, battling, perfecting his craft in Nashville's underground scene. The city ain't known for hip-hop, it's country music central, but Buck's trying to flip that narrative 116 bars at a time. Music becomes his oxygen, his escape route, his lottery ticket out. And here's where the story gets wild. Buck and his homie get this idea. They're gonna call Cash Money Records, the Cash Money Records, home of hot boys and big timers, and book them for a show in Nashville $5,000. You know what happens?
What did happen was Buck and Lil Jimmy ended up meeting everybody at Cash Money Records, and the first thing that Birdman told Buck was to spit a freestyle for him, and he put him up against Lil Wayne at that time, and they went back and forth. And that ended up impressing Birdman.
Birdman picks up, and instead of laughing these Tennessee kids off the phone, he hears something in Buck's voice. That hunger, that authenticity. Next thing you know, Buck's on a bus to New Orleans. He's 14 years old, and when Birdman tells him there's a future here, Buck makes a decision that'll change everything. He drops out of school. His family thinks he's crazy. His teachers think he's throwing his life away. But Buck, he knows this is his shot. So, picture this. Young Buck in New Orleans, surrounded by the hot boys at their peak.
Buck ended up coming on with them and hopefully having his situation figured out as well. But as years went on, Buck said he spent 3 to 4 years with Cash Money and none of his music ever got released. He got essentially put on the back burner while the other artists on Cash Money like Lil Wayne, Juvenile, BG, so on and so forth, ended up blowing up.
He's in the Big Ballin' video, soaking up game, watching how Juvenile and Lil Wayne move. He's learning the business side, the contracts, the percentages, the politics. But there's a problem. Opportunities ain't coming. He's in the building, but he ain't getting built. By 1999, Buck makes the toughest call of his young life. He leaves Cash Money. Now, some people would call that quitting. But Buck, he calls it positioning. Because what he took from New Orleans wasn't a record deal. It was an education. He met DJ Paul. He networked with Juvenile. He learned what not to do. He heads back to Nashville with a mission. Goes independent. 2000 rolls around and Buck drops Thug Until the End. And fam, that project actually charts a Nashville rapper on the Billboard charts? That's unheard of, but success comes with a price. One night, Buck's crib gets invaded, guns drawn, life on the line. He survives, barely. And in that moment, staring down the barrel, something clicks. Music ain't just his dream anymore. It's his survival. DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia sees the fire in Buck's eyes and brings him to Memphis. That's where Buck gets his first major placement. That's where the pieces start falling into place. Now we're in the early 2000s, and Buck's at a crossroads.
And out of my ordeal back in the streets, I ended up getting shot in a home invasion and a robbery. One in the arm, one in the upper thigh area. It was enough for me to wake up and really realize that, yo, if this shit keep going on like this, I'm either get killed or I'm gonna go to jail. And I really realized that because I was getting down for real. Really started to devote more of my time to the music then, the studio, period.
Birdman's hitting him up about this group called the Head Busses. Sounds promising, but Buck's been down this road before. Waiting, hoping, watching opportunities evaporate. He's frustrated. Then Juvenile steps in, offers Buck a spot with UTP. But here's the thing. Buck's no fool. He watched what happened between Juvenile and Cash Money. The lawsuits, the frozen assets, the bad blood. So Buck stays loose. No contracts, just features and relationships. And that's when the universe shifts.
Juvie happened to pull up at the office, and when he pulled up,
He was kind of shocked to see me there. I'm like, I've been here for a whole week. And he was like, man, you want to get up out of here for a minute? You know what I'm saying? And I took that ride with Juvie. And that's where my career started with
50 Cent, fresh off signing with Eminem and Dre, hears Young Buck's music. And he don't just like it, he respects it. That Nashville grit, that authentic street perspective. When UTP collapses, Buck gets the call every underground rapper dreams of. Yo, come meet me, Em and Dre. Can you imagine that meeting? This kid from Nashville, sitting across from Dr. Dre from Eminem, building with 50 Cent, who's about to become the biggest thing in hip-hop. Buck joins G-Unit. And just like that, everything changes. 2003 Get Rich or Die Tryin' drops and becomes a cultural earthquake, and there's Buck on Bloodhound, his voice echoing through every club, every car, every hood in America. Then G-Unit's Beg for Mercy hits #2 on the Billboard 200. Buck's part of the movement now, the empire, the unstoppable force. But 2004, that's Buck's coronation.
A week after the deal fizzled out with UTP, 50 Cent ended up calling Young Buck and said, hey, we want that Bloodhound track. We'll pay you $20,000 for it. Let us put it on the album. And the track is getting mixed by Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Straight Outta Cashville drops, and my boy goes platinum. #3 on the charts. The first Nashville rapper to achieve that level of success. He broke the door down for his city, put Tennessee on the map. Cashville Records is born. Buck's not just an artist anymore. He's a mogul in the making. Everything he dreamed about while pumping gas and battling in basements, it's real now. The plaques, the shows, the respect. But there's a storm brewing, and Buck don't even see it coming. Vibe Awards, 2004. What should have been a celebration turns into chaos. Dr. Dre gets into it with someone. Tensions explode. And Buck, with those street instincts that kept him alive in Nashville, allegedly stabs Jimmy Johnson in the fray. Buck goes on the run. Eventually turns himself in and catches probation. Now, here's the thing that nobody talks about. That incident was the first crack. The first moment where Buck's street loyalty collided with his career trajectory. And it wouldn't be the last. 2005 to 2006, Buck's building Stay Fly is in rotation. He's dropping the Case Dismissed mixtape. Cashville Records is expanding. On the surface, everything's gravy. But behind the scenes, tensions building with 50 Cent, Buck's loyal to his Nashville crew. Shaw Money XL, the people who held him down before G-Unit. But 50 Cent differently. In 50's world, it's G-Unit or nothing. No split loyalties. No gray areas. Then Buck the World drops in 2007. Goes gold. But it ain't got that G-Unit machine pushing it like before. The support's not there. And Buck feels it. 50 starts accusing Buck of being too close to the game. Too friendly with Fat Joe. Too reckless with money. The brotherhood's fracturing. 2008 hits Buck like a freight train. First, the IRS comes knocking. $300,000 in back taxes. Buck's spending like he's still platinum, but the checks ain't matching the lifestyle. Then 50 makes the move. He drops Buck from G-Unit as a group, but keeps him signed as a solo artist. It's a power move, a message. Buck does an interview, talks about never seeing royalties from G-Unit. The interview leaks. 50's furious. And then, the moment that breaks the internet. 50 releases a recorded phone conversation. Buck's voice, desperate, asking for help, begging for support. It's private pain made public. Humiliation on a global scale. Buck fires back with a diss track, the taped conversation, but the damage is done. The streets heard him vulnerable, heard him broken. The mixtapes keep coming though. Back for the streets, back on my Buck. Buck's trying to stay relevant, stay afloat, but 2010, the IRS raids his spot. Buck files for bankruptcy. Everything's unraveling. 2011, G-Unit sues him for $10 million. 2012, Buck survives a drive-by shooting, but catches an 18-month prison sentence for probation violations. The IRS auctions off his possessions, his cars, his jewelry, his memories, just to collect their debt. From platinum to prison, from mogul to inmate, Buck walks out of prison, and the world's moved on. New artists, new sounds, new empires. But then something unexpected happens. Hot 97's Summer Jam. The lights drop, and G-Unit walks out together. Buck, Banks, Yayo, 50 Cent. The reunion nobody saw coming.
Sha Money had became a best friend of mine. I'm the best man on this man's wedding. That's how close Sha was. Me and Sha were fucking probably closer than me and 50. Him and 50 was, you know, so I'm the best man of this man's wedding. I'm judging Sha not from a business standpoint of his problems with 50, but looking at him as my brother.
For a moment, It feels like redemption, like the Brotherhood's back. They drop the beauty of independence. They release. The Beast is G-Unit EP. The energy's there, but the foundation's cracked, fam. And cracks don't heal, they spread. 2016, Buck gets arrested for threatening his ex-girlfriend. More legal issues, more setbacks. 2018, he drops Can't Lose, trying to remind people he's still got it. But the relationship with 50, it's deteriorating again. There's still money owed, still tension, still unresolved business. Then 2019 brings a new nightmare. Leaked audio of Buck in a compromising conversation. 50 mocks him publicly. The internet runs wild. It's another public humiliation in a long line of them. 2020, Buck files for bankruptcy again, this time to try to escape his G-Unit contract. The court battle drags on. 3 years of legal warfare. And in 2023, Buck loses. Settles a $250,000 debt with 50 Cent. April 2025, Buck gets arrested again. Bond violations related to domestic assault charges. At this point, some people write him off. Say he's done. Say he's a cautionary tale and nothing more. But here's what I see. Fam. Buck's on social media, celebrating the 18th anniversary of Straight Outta Cashville. He's talking about his legacy, about rebuilding, about mental and emotional recovery. Yeah, his life's been a train wreck in slow motion. Bad decisions, absolutely poor money management, no question. Legal troubles that could have been avoided, 100%. But through all the bankruptcy filings, all the prison sentences, all the public humiliation, Buck never stopped being Buck, never stopped creating, never stopped fighting. That's the thing about his story that hits different. This ain't about a perfect rise or a clean redemption arc. This is about a flawed human being who reached the mountaintop and fell hard, but who refuses to stay down. Is Buck a cautionary tale? Sure, but he's also a testament to resilience, to the fact that sometimes survival is the victory. His fans are still there. His city still loves him. And somewhere in Nashville, there's probably a kid pumping gas, freestyling in basements, who sees Buck's story and thinks, if he can make it out, so can I. That's legacy. Fam, not the platinum plaques or the chart positions, though those matter, but the imprint, the proof that a kid from Nashville can break barriers, even if he crashes through a few walls along the way. Young Buck's story ain't over. The final chapter ain't written yet, and who knows, maybe the greatest comeback is still ahead. Stay tuned, stay watching, because in hip-hop, you're never really down until you stop fighting. And Buck, he's still swinging.